What comes to mind when you think of persuasion? In this video, I'm going to talk about the art of persuasion, but it's also called the art of enrollment because it is a very important skill. When you think about it, the art of persuasion or enrollment is a life skill. Whether or not you are currently working in 9 to 5, or you are looking to transition to another career, or if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner that sells your own products and services, the art of persuasion is a life skill. It works everywhere. You wouldn't be where you are right now. If you are married, you wouldn't be where you are right now. If you were in good health, you wouldn't be where you are right now. If you had successes in your career path or in your business, you wouldn't be at right now. You wouldn't be where you are right now if it were not for the skill of persuasion. So if you want to get to the next level, it is all about having conversations that persuade and that create cash flow. Because learning how to overcome objections is all part and parcel about persuasion. Overcoming objections is a life skill. And it's one of those things where, have you ever heard of people saying, well, leadership, for example, you're not born with it. Being able to be a good speaker, a speaker from stage, being able to have great articulation. Nobody's born with it. Well, the art of persuasion is one of those things that you kind of are born with. It is innate. If you watch children playing in a playground, you'll see that they are born with it. Children are born with amazing enrollment skills. It's not just because they are cute that you'll do anything for them. They're able to enroll each other. Have you ever observed children playing in a playground? They switch so smoothly. They do this dance between leadership and follower. They do this dance between persuading each other to do things, persuading each other to go places, persuading each other to play a certain game. And then we get older and something happens. As children, we are born with amazing enrollment skills. And then we get older and we're deprogrammed. We are deprogrammed by society. We are deprogrammed by the experiences we have with salespeople. We are deprogrammed and conditioned to believe that enrollment and persuasion are yucky, that it is unethical, that it is dishonest, and that it is meant to be pushy, right? That in order to be successful, you have to be pushy and you can't take no for an answer. So that's been the deprogramming we've had as we transition into adulthood and move throughout our career or our entrepreneurial journey. But you see, if you have a service that you believe in, or you have a skill set that you know is going to help an organization, and you know that it's going to be transformative if you have the right environment and the right opportunity to apply that service or to apply that skill set, it's actually more yucky and more unethical for you to have. Is it really unethical for you to go out and sell what you have? The question you have to ask yourself is it really dishonest if you were to sell what you have and you were not using it for evil, but you know that your skill sets and your products or service or your knowledge and your expertise were going to help someone else, was going to help an organization or help the people that you serve? Is that really a dishonest thing to do? I submit that if you know you have something good inside of you, your knowledge, your skill sets, your products, your service, your coaching program, your business, if you know you have something that good and you have the propensity to change lives, it's actually your moral obligation to do whatever you can to sell it and get it in the hands of people who can use it, who can provide for you that opportunity to create that transformative experience for someone. You see, sales is a service. Enrolling someone is a service. Taking it on yourself, the responsibility to up-level your persuasion skills, that is a service, right? Who are you not to go out there and do it? So it is our responsibility, it is your responsibility to get out of your own way to serve, right? Asking for the money, asking for that job position, asking for that raise, asking for that opportunity to help someone, right, is actually asking for your opportunity to serve. People will be happy to pay you and give you an offer because you will skillfully ask for that sale. You'll ask for the deal and you'll do it in a way that is elegant, that's graceful, and non-confrontational. You see, the reason why most people are nervous about going for the ask, about persuading, is because they don't know what's going to happen after they do it. But getting to that point is a process. It is not an event. It is a sequence that you take people through. And if you go through the sequence will take care of that closing for you. and it will properly eliminate objections before they even come objections. You see, when you're having a conversation with someone that you are about to persuade them into a new opportunity, you're about to persuade them to take you up on your offer, you're about to persuade them to hire you and bring you on their team, then what you have to come to expect is in their mind, while they're having a conversation for you, before the even conversation that you began, they had these considerations, they had these questions. And if you are getting objections during or after your conversation, it's because you took the sequence out of order, a certain sequence, and you did the ask before you answered the questions or considerations that they've been having in their minds before they even talk to you. So now, if you don't handle them, if you handle them out of sequence, then that question becomes a rejection. And they might say, well, I need to talk it over, or I need to think about it, or, I don't make rash decisions, whatever excuses. They come out sounding like excuses. And excuses don't just come one at a time. They come three at a time, right? They might even tell you, well, I don't make snap judgments, so I need time to think about it. And then you don't hear back. Or they tell you they went with someone else, or they tell you something that is unhelpful, feedback that is just unhelpful. So I'm here to share with you, what is this sequence? I've been talking about it for a while. What is this sequence? The persuasive sequence, the conversation you're having with someone, the reason why it happens, the reason why it works, and the reason why you can do so confidently is because it activates 4 very powerful chemicals inside the brain. You see, the human brain produces these 4 chemicals naturally. It's been producing them based on experiences you have and based on your life expertise. And these chemicals, when your brain produces them, they go on to produce strong emotions. And then the emotions they produce then influence the actions we take. So it's like getting a strong dose of medicine. And since it is a strong dose, I'm going to use the word dose, D-O-S-E, to tell you what those chemicals are. Right? So the first letter in the acronym DOSE is D. D is dopamine. Dopamine, those times if in your career path, those times if you're a business owner, if you have been working with clients, those times that you were recognized, those times where you were praised for something that you did or something that you said, those times that you were rewarded for your contribution, those times the clients told you, you know what, you changed my life. This was a game changer. I'm so glad that I met you. Those comments, that recognition releases this powerful chemical inside your brain, dopamine. So that is the first powerful chemical. If you have a conversation that releases dopamine inside of your client's mind or inside of the person that you are speaking with, that you want to help them make a decision, a persuasive argument, then it is important that you have a conversation that helps them to release dopamine. When they feel recognized and praised, they're more likely to take the action. They're more likely to create that emotion, and it influences their action. The second letter in the acronym DOSE is O. O is oxytocin. Oxytocin, when you feel close with someone, when you feel safe with someone, your brain is releasing a powerful chemical called oxytocin. This is the love and affection, the trust chemical, right? Trust cannot be created without oxytocin. Oxytocin and trust go hand in hand. When you have rapport with someone, when you build trust with someone, when you are a man or a woman of your word, you are enabling oxytocin release, which is a powerful chemical that allows the other person to feel close to you, to draw close to you, to come to you, right? To see you as the only choice. That is oxytocin. The next letter in the acronym DOSE is S. S is serotonin. It is also known as the happy chemical. What happens when we're happy? When we're happy, we feel more inclined to do things. We feel more inclined to accept a challenge. We feel more inclined to be coachable, to be teachable, to accept constructive criticism and not overreact from it. So if you are able to have a conversation that releases serotonin, then they're more in the mood to take your concepts, to adopt your ideas, and to listen to what you have to offer. Because people do anything at all in life. We all do anything we ever want to do in our life, in our career, in our relationship. We do for one reason only, and it's because we feel like it. So that is serotonin, the happy chemical. The fourth letter in the acronym DOSE is E, which is epinephrine. Epinephrine creates the feeling of being accomplished. right? Have you ever set out to run that half marathon? Have you ever set out to make that football team? Have you ever set out to get an A on your exam? Have you ever set out to land that job interview, to complete that project on time, to meet that KPI at work, to close those high ticket clients? When you accomplish those things and you meet your goals that you set so hard to accomplish, it releases a surge of epinephrine. You feel accomplished, and therefore you want more. That feeling of proud. I am proud of what I did. You want more. You are willing to go back for it, and you don't regret decisions you've made. That's the key. So you see, the closing sequence is as follows. First, you want to activate oxytocin, right? Oxytocin speaks and communicates towards the primal brain. The primal brain is a central part of our brain, which consists of the amygdala, which is the seat of all our emotions. It's the reptilian brain. It builds trust, right? You build relationship with them. You build trust and friendship. You make them feel cared about. Then the second sequence is oxytocin. When you release oxytocin, your prospect or the hiring manager or whoever you are trying to persuade, whoever you are in this conversation with, they feel safe and rewarded. Trust is created. And then with oxytocin, right, they feel safe and rewarded. Then the next sequence is to activate serotonin. It's when you paint the picture, painting the picture of the payoff that you are going to deliver for the organization or for the people that you serve, giving them the identity of who they will become. This helps to elevate their status. They feel good, right? They feel good. They are connected to the payoff, and it stabilizes their mood. They feel happy. And then the next sequence is to activate dopamine. This is their reward for saying yes. This is their reward for buying your product and services, for hiring you and knowing that it is a good hire. That activates endorphins. It prevents attrition. It prevents the request for refunds. It gives them something to follow, right? It gives them something they can be proud of because they know they took the right steps. What's the next step after the sale? What's the next step after they say yes to you? And when they follow it, they feel accomplished, and it will activate endorphins. You see, this whole entire closing sequence will help them make the decision they already want to make, and that's the definition of persuasion. Persuasion is not getting someone to do something that you want them to do. It's helping someone to make a decision they already want to make. They just have these considerations. They just have these questions, but they don't want to stay there. They need your help. They need your help to shift to a different belief about it. And when they do, because they've already listened to your presentation, they've already listened to you. They don't want to feel like they've wasted your time. They already want to make a decision, and they need help in doing so. And they don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to move those blocks away from making the decision they want to make. And so if you are listening to this and it is resonating with you, well, first thing I want you to do is hit the subscribe button. Subscribe and ring that bell below so that you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video. And the second thing I want you to do is, if you are hearing this and you want to know more, you want to know what are the exact strategies and how do I implement this in my conversation, then I invite you to click on the link below. I am offering a training, and I'm going to do it live, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do and how to carry the sequence through so that you are administering the proper dose in that order, so that you can have these persuasive conversations confidently and compellingly each and every time. So click that link, and I will see you on the inside.